Somebody said that Brooklyn needed a little balance. I think we found it. The change niggas pitching, we found it all in the fountain. To the top we mountain. At the top we bigger than mountains. Take it, shit, we bouncing. Ain't no making no damn announcement. Said I gotta get it. Gotta have it, don't you forget it. Steady representing. It's a habit, I'll never quit it. Got a lot of carrots and snow bunnies. Never committed, watch me.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Brooklyn's Balance. You guys said you needed that balance, and we are here with it today. Today you were sitting down with me, yet again your host, Miss Meekz. To my right,
you got your girl Ladii Luck, Simple Smack Saturday in the building.
To my left,
Rell, easy, hearts like EMT.
And to my left,
you got your girl Niish.
Today we are talking about pop-up shops. So this is the part 2. I gotta be honest. The part 1, Ladii Luck was already there with us. Niish was sick, she ain't show up, so I had to make it do what I had to do. Shout out to Sip with Details. Unfortunately, she's not here, but she is the reason why Rell wanted to come and sit down today, because it was a couple of things that she said that, you know, people didn't agree with. So I kind of want to go through this again. So pop-up shops. My biggest thing with pop-up shops is vendors and how people handle vendors. So y'all two, being that y'all doing events, one, how do y'all go about getting these vendors?
Promotion. Like, basically, I promote, I pull in vendors, I look for people who know people that know people. You see, I pulled you in, I posted it, they tagged you, I hit you up, that's how it went.
How do you go about doing it? Have you done a pop-up shop? Done a pop-up shop before?
Alright, so usually when we do is, right, I hand select people sometimes. So if I know that you're serious about your business, I'm going to reach out to you and give you an offer.
Okay.
Because I know that if you have an established business, it'll be easier for you to generate traffic.
But why establish? Why pop-up shops generally are for brand new starting businesses?
Not really, because you could have an online shop and people want to build with you personally.
I feel like maybe to play devil's advocate, can you give me a vendor that, like right now, if you could think of an edible vendor off the top of your head that you can book right now for a pop-up shop you're doing tomorrow, who would you pick? Because it sounds like you're working off of referrals, people that you know.
It doesn't necessarily have to be edibles though.
But if you needed an edible vendor,
I'm choosing you, sis.
Yeah, but I don't. You see, people got this thing where they try to have like a drink vendor, edible vendor. It doesn't matter what type of vendor you are.
So now explain that concept, because how Niish may handle it and how you may handle it and how we go about it is completely different. Like, how do you go about getting those vendors?
Right, so
since it doesn't matter.
For my events, period, my team and myself, it's all an experience. So when I had a pop-up shop, I had a live band there. And we did a fashion show. So we didn't necessarily need
I ain't
somebody.
get invited to that, but go ahead.
I don't think you and I,
we knew each other.
We are.
No, you're right.
So we didn't necessarily need a edible vendor. We're not trying to like have categories. A lot of times I see pop-up shops, they're like, oh, we're looking for one drink vendor, one edible vendor, one food. Nah, we got one drink vendor, that's it. That's our rules.
Okay.
So we can't have 3 people selling drinks. 2 people selling drinks. If it's one edible person, I'm not doing no more edible people.
Okay.
You understand?
You agree with that?
Nah. You know, like, you see how I run my pop-up shops. So when I do my pop-up shops, I'm going to look for a food vendor, a drink vendor, an edible vendor. I don't want to look for those things because those are the specific things that, you know, people come look into shops for. But at the same time, I'm not going to do it where, I'm just going to choose one edible vendor, one food vendor, because at the end of the day, when Wonder Bread made bread, he ain't stopped to be like, oh, well, I'm going to just chill because, you know, Sarah Lee got bread out there. So it's a competitive world. I'm not saying this to be competitive, but may the best man win. Like, it could be 2 food vendors. It could be 2 clothing vendors. It could be 2 edible vendors. But at the end of the day, whoever come out on top is whoever came out on top. That's how I'm going to see it. And Meekz, you know that. Like, I've had 2 edible vendors, and she sold out. And the other one just be like, you know what, I'm going to leave. Because they see what's happening. But that's on you because you chose not to put that effort in.
Alright, yeah, I agree with that, but at the end of the day, the way we do it a little bit different. I want the person to eat fully. So when we do the next one, they're going to come back.
Regardless, my people eat.
No, but you just said somebody left for no paper. So
she left for paper, but she just left because she just like, you know what, I'm going to let this one rock out. But that was her choice because had you stayed to the ending, you would have sold out too. Because when I have my 1 drink vendor, 2 drink vendors, I usually have 2 floors, so 1 and 1 is always on different floors. And when one sell out, the next person is like, all right, the next best drinks. Because at the end of the day, people want to drink, they want to get high, they want to spend their money after all that happens. So regardless, you're gonna eat. You just have to wait on it.
Well, think about it from like a vendor's point of view. But both of y'all kind of right. But the problems that like me and Lady run into is I've been to other pop-up shops. So yours, one, I'm gonna be honest with y'all now. Nobody asked me to do anybody's pop-up shop. It's not happening. I'm done. I'm turned off from pop-up shops. There's nothing like I'm
It's
just
oversaturated.
I'm
That's
just
why.
not
Pop-up
doing
shops
it.
are oversaturated.
They're oversaturated,
You're
just
not
like
doing it, it's not
podcasting is oversaturated. Just because you got something to say don't mean you need to start a motherfucking podcast. 'Cause that shit is annoying.
See, the only thing that will never be oversaturated is consistency. Everybody can
Right.
do everything. You feel me?
I feel you on that part. But like me, when I go to, I'm not gonna put their names out there, but I know a couple of people. I've done your pop-up shops, and I want to say yours is probably the second one I've done. The first one I did wasn't a pop-up shop. It was a party, and then somebody threw it in there like, oh, I'm gonna go get vendors. Now, coming from my years back in the days, Touche, Buzz Nightclub, and all of this when it was me, Boss Nation, Sexy, and T.
Stop.
We see that as I think from a promoter or event coordinator's point of view, these vendors are just easy ways for me to not pay for food for catering, for me to not have to pay a bartender, for me to not have to pay a bottle girl. So when I have these events, I just got people, and I'm charging them $100 to $125, hoping that they gonna bring me 10, 20 people as if they were selling tickets that we was at a party and you getting $10 or $20 off the ticket because you brought people in. But most of these vendors that are brand new businesses, they don't have a following. So they're coming to a pop-up shop with the thought that you're helping them. So they would thrive in your pop-up shop. They wouldn't thrive in her pop-up shop. And most of the people who do throw pop-up shops, they throw it exactly how Niish is throwing it.
So I have a question for you. What's your name again?
Well,
Real easy.
Okay, Rell. So you say you hand select. What do you look for inside of vendors? How you mean you hand select?
We all know.
Help me out with that.
All right, we all know who's doing well when it comes to business, and we all know who's BSing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my answer.
Okay. So you just is that by like internet wise or based on when they
You may
come
know
to your
somebody.
actual
You may know somebody
pop-up
who's
shop?
selling desserts,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you see that their dessert business is flourishing. They're a full-time entrepreneur. They don't even work. So I'm reaching out to those people first.
Okay.
So when they post that flyer, you know that the building gonna be packed. I don't really need nobody who's there that's gonna not promote and take their business serious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, that's cool.
so I do more than edibles. That's just what everybody buys right now. My business is something extra. I took that from my promoting name. The first thing is sex. What's gonna catch your eyes? Sex. Why? Because sex sells.
Definitely.
I bake cakes. I'm doing birthday cakes. I'm doing catering, so on and so forth. I then tapped into one of my homeboys who was like, yo, you ever tried weed before? Nah, let's try it. Tapped into that. When I tell you from top to bottom, there's a bunch of edible vendors out there that I know that they not doing what I'm doing. Because all everybody know is, oh, make weed butter. Hold on. We got weed sugar. Let's get the tincture. Did y'all know I make red velvet weed sprinkles for you to put on top of something? Are we actually sitting here breaking down each strip? What are we doing with this? Nobody does that. I'm sitting there making you a whole Hennessy birthday cake and the whole thing is edible from top to bottom. The minute that you take a bite, you've had it.
Definitely.
You've had it. Even when we go into regular treats, I've done the pop-up shops where I'm just like, okay, I'm going to just be the cake person. But then on top of that, I make drinks. I'm a licensed bartender. That's another problem. I feel like when y'all get vendors, oh, my homegirl made a drink and I liked it before. They could kill people. I was literally about to do a pop-up shop with another person who was supposed to be here, and they specifically told me I couldn't be a drink vendor. And I said, but it's a weed event. That person's making margaritas. I'm making weed drinks. We're two different things. Oh, I'm going to try to make that myself. If you don't try that, that's messing up people's livelihood. Like, and then you don't even know the age of the people that's coming in. I'm tip certified.
That sounds like greed. That's the person
That's
doing
what it
greed.
is.
But they're the person that's throwing the pop-up shop, and then they're the person that's making the drinks, and then the person that's throwing it is also making the food. So how we even doing
They're
it?
trying to overcapitalize.
They basically
That's
try
all
to
that
eat off
is.
of it, get whoever they want in there, but that's not how you do it.
It's no problem with that if that's what you do. Like if I was a chef and I was doing a pop-up shop and I said, I'm going to limit my pop-up to 4 food vendors, I'm going to be number 4.
Well, I think it's also up to the vendors to understand where they lie at in the pop-up shop. You know, because like you said, you had a fashion event or whatever the case may be. I felt like I don't fit in for that because I'm a smoke vendor. I'm a 420 vendor. I got bombs, I got this, you know what I'm saying? So at a fashion show, I don't think that's where I will be more likely to blossom, you know? So you got to know. Blossom. You just got to know where you fit in and what's the crowd.
You will fit in.
You'd be surprised, though.
Just to give the background, if Niish, not putting this out there, if Niish threw a fashion show, I don't think you would fit in there to sell your products. But Rell and his team, they throw events, parties, barbecues, events, so on and so. They already have a following. This is years of a making that he could send one text and everybody gonna come show up.
Right.
Whereas when I'm doing stuff with Niish, I'm oversaturated because I know how to promote. We're gonna hit Twitter. I'm in inboxes. I'm texting you. I'm asking you questions. Hey, I'm selling on top of selling, even if the event is fucking free. Yo, you come in, I got you. You got a free drink on the walk in. All right, boom, I'm coming in. And then now I know that they buying other stuff. I'm just that person, but I know that with her, I have to do that. I'm not gonna lie. If I have to do something with Rell, I know my work gonna be a little bit lighter. One, because we know most of the same people, but I also know now I'm gonna get in contact with you. I'm gonna get in contact with you.
Right.
I'm gonna bring y'all in. It's literally probably gonna take me a week, and I'm sitting back, and I'm gonna pay for the ads on it. I'm not doing that. One, I got a job, but you definitely should not sleep on people who do have jobs and do that. Yes, I'm a full. Yes,
I'm not sleeping on nobody, but it's just different when you have your business and it's taking care of everything.
Right.
That's different.
But I gotta get there.
I'm not saying that they don't.
From somewhere.
But y'all ask me who I reach out to first. These are people I reach out to first. People who passed that level already.
Right.
That's true.
So I'm not saying
give people an opportunity, like she said. Like
I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying that's who I reach out to first.
Right.
I mean,
but then that also sounds like you having the same business all the time. What am I gonna keep coming to your shit and we keep getting the same girl all the time and she had a roach in her drink last time?
No way.
You not gonna say that?
No way.
Listen,
when you in a heavy market and you're popular, you outside, you literally network and you really doing what you have to do as a event coordinator. You looking for these people. You doing your research. So 25 people for a pop-up shop. I know more than 25 people. You just said it. So I'm gonna reach out to more people. You gotta I talk to people. Listen, you gotta put your best foot forward, or you can't be here. You won't thrive if you're not doing what you need to do. You sell these little bum ass beads. You better make sure your people's coming out, because my people don't buy beads.
That's true. So, how do you guys feel when vendors ask you questions? Have you been in a position where vendors have asked you questions like, how many drink vendors you got? How many food vendors you have?
I've definitely
I set the bar. I don't let nobody tell me what we doing. It's one drink vendor. You probably do like 3 food vendors. Everything else is up from there. I don't limit like whatever. Like I do like maybe one edible vendor or something like that. But I don't want to oversaturate my event because I want it to be exclusive. If it's 3 edible vendors, how exclusive is that?
That's true, but it all depends. Like I've had 2 edible vendors, but Meekz sold more than just her edible. She had half her table regular, then she had edible, her DIYs, her actual foods with it in there. So, and then the other person probably just had little Rice Krispies or little candy or something like that.
Yeah, you actually.
It just depends on what they did it for.
But they also didn't know.
They wasted their money.
I mean, they made some sales though, because
don't lie. Stop lying for her. She didn't. She really didn't. 2 people walked to her table, and when I started setting
the
up,
the last one definitely she did it.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. She wrapped up and left. I was like, damn.
She has some little candies or whatever, because some people.
You ever been to places like Vegan Dale or Smokers Brothers or
yeah.
things like that? Like it's an experience. So when you come to the pop-up shop and you're a guest, I want you to feel like it's exclusive. I don't want you to say, "Oh, edibles." Oh, edibles again. Oh, edibles again. That's corny.
Do the people who come to your pop-up shops, do they pay to get in?
No. What they paying for?
So what's the difference of somebody who's actually doing a paid pop-up shop and you that to snap the fingers, people are going to support you? What's the difference between you and Niish? If y'all do a pop-up shop on the same day, how you going to help her? Because obviously...
I'm not going to help her?
No, like right now, in this instance, can you give her some type of like, hey, you know what, this is the advice that probably I could give to you, because this is 2 different worlds. You get what I'm saying? She's thriving on one side and you thriving on another side. Every pop-up shop that I've been to, with her, and it's only been 2, has been lit from top to bottom. But the promoter and the event coordinator in me will go, this is the different levels I think that you can get to, because she does walk into those issues. I asked her too, like how many vendors you have for this? What's this for this? You're different from her. A lot of the pop-up shops that we're going to, because we don't have a Rell Easy. You get what I'm saying? We don't have that. Which goes to my point. Vida, I know you commented on this as well. This is my point. We know each other, and we have known each other for years, but y'all also so busy that you didn't know what the hell I had going on. Nobody knew that. I took the step with yes, I have a podcast, yes, I have a job, yes, I'm also a caterer, and yes, I do cakes. I do full-on weed parties. Like, I'll make you a whole pan of weed mac and cheese and still make you the regular one right next to it, because my logic as a promoter is I gotta get everybody the fuck in there. So if they high, how do I provide the sober shit for them? And then it's like, there's some people that might already come in high and they got the munchies, they may not want that, so I gotta come with that. So what advice can you give to her who's starting this with the pop-up shops, because that's the lane that she's in, and understanding that vendors like me, not everybody blessed to have the people that we have. Like, I have all of y'all, but I never asked y'all for help. I never did. I wanted to do it myself.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's like that, because like the same way, like I came from the party promoting world. Like, that's where I was. I was in the party promoting world, and then I was just like, all right, that's dead. And then out of the blue, I just came back. So everybody's like, oh, I didn't know what you was on. But I'm actually onto something, and I'm beginning, but like she said, it's lit, but it ain't the type of crowd that, I really, really want. And I need to get there, so.
First, to me, I feel like everything is marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every business, McDonald's spends tons of money on marketing. And it's not about the money right away. Don't think about, I got 20 tables, I'm going to do $100, that's with $2,000. Fuck that. You have a product?
Yeah.
What's your product?
I sell sex toys.
So that you'll be a sex toy vendor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that because you have a business, you should flourish. Just like you want the other people to flourish, I have a clothing line. So I'm going to sell at least, I'm going to make like $3,000-4,000 off my clothing line. I don't need the money from the tables. I'm going to use all that money and put into other things. Like I said, I had a live band. I stood out. So I'm not thinking about the money from the tables. People get a pop-up shop, they got to pay the venue, right? And they're like, damn, I want to make some more money. If you thinking like that, you're not going to win.
Right. And that's the thing, I don't really everybody know, I never really think about the money. Even when it comes to my table, my table will be there, but where am I? I'm never at my table. Never at my table. I have people sitting there for me, I'm working around, you good, make sure everybody good. Bringing people around, okay, make sure you check out this person. We got it downstairs too, so make sure you go downstairs. And stuff like that, just making sure the energy is good, everybody getting what they need. I'm never really at my table. So it's I never really make that much money off my table unless somebody who's really there for me is actually at my table promoting.
See, my vendors, well, not my vendors, the vendors that participate, right? I make it clear, you have to be on time. Upon arrival, if the pop-up shop start at 6, you have to be there at 4. So I give you time to even be late.
Mm-hmm.
I'm introducing myself before we even start. I don't have time for that. If you need anything, you come to me. That you set the bar because it's your event. Ain't no need to be going around. You set your table, chill. I got the cards, Meekz, edibles, whatever. I put the cards on every single table. But sometimes, listen, first come, first serve. If you're late, you're gonna miss the best spot.
How you feel about that? Being a vendor, because I feel like I got.
But I did. That's how I did it too, though. If you come late, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me, I'm the person to be on time is to be early.
Oh.
I'm one of those, so I totally agree with what they're saying about that, because you do need the best spot.
But as far as with hosting, do you feel a big thing for me was a lot of the low grade places that I did go to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling them low grade only because Rell's sitting here, but most of the people who were throwing the events were vendors. I'm against that. Mm-hmm. I feel like you need to be there in case anything happens.
Well, I mean, he just said that,
But that's him.
I mean...
And that's his stature. But we've been in other places.
When I was there, and it was a person actually hosting, and also had their table. They didn't take anything from me. You know, so I can't say it was a problem for me. Now maybe there are other people that was there, but they didn't take anything from me because I was the only 420 vendor there. Gotcha. Everybody else was there. There was lashes, the jewelry, and things like that. So I mostly got my clientele, like you said, from the people I knew, and advertising, letting them know, or throwing out deals, letting them know, okay, I got tickets. You can win this. You can win that. You know, it's a give and take situation. I wasn't thinking about like all the big bucks. I'm thinking about, okay, my name now. Let me get out here and promote myself. Let them know who I am, what I have. You know, so it was an experience.
I don't really like it. Like for me, it kind of bothers me. Like now as a food vendor, my biggest thing, I have an issue with people with food. One, because I am a manager in the food industry. I have been in the food industry, sales and customer service for 10 years. I am food safety certified. And I get turned over real quick. And I'm vegetarian. And I am allergic to every fucking thing. And I see how some of these food vendors come in with stuff. And I'm going to judge you from top to bottom. I don't eat food from nowhere. If I'm starving, I'm just going to fucking starve. When y'all pick food vendors, are y'all asking for food safety licenses? Do y'all see how they bringing in food?
That's a good question.
First. Because y'all not. We picking the person who got the good ass food.
No. With events I have, yes, they have to have their food handlers.
Food handlers.
They gotta have their food handlers. I'm not having anyone cooking food that doesn't have food handlers. Like, we're not doing that.
I'm fortunate enough, I never had no one who did not have their food handlers. Everybody was super sanitary.
I actually had one who did not have.
The food was nasty.
They basically really ain't sell because like for one, like I'm not even trying to put nobody on blast, but for one, you came in there, you didn't have like no warmers.
Oh, put them on blast.
Oh,
because I was
no
there.
warmers is crazy though.
So mind you, I'm upstairs walking around and they're like, oh, this person got no warmers. They have one spoon, and I'm just like, bro,
one spoon,
like.
And I'm saying, no, that's what do your homework on them.
Yeah,
if you did your homework, you'd have known that they was gonna have the one spoon.
I was just like,
but see, not again. You wouldn't have known they was coming with one ass spoon.
I didn't know that.
The followers matter. All those things matter.
Yes.
Traffic. You know somebody really getting busy with their entrepreneurship. You know it just by how their social media look.
But then I also feel like that go back to my point. If you the person that's throwing it, if you got a table, how you even going around and check on the vendors? Because you would have spotted that from when they walked.
I did not. People, oh, you got more space, nah.
But see, you checking? Are you checking rather than all right? I'm gonna go sit at my table while everybody good after you.
Before you even get there, I'm doing my homework on you. You got more food vendors? Let me check. I go to their Instagram. Oh no. You got 3 pictures. The pictures aren't even good. I'm good on them.
But most people, when they do it, they not checking none of that.
Now lately, I've been on it. Definitely checking, looking around, making sure I see people come in, hairnets, gloves. You see my emails, many emails like make sure you got gloves, make sure you got hairnets, make sure you got multiple spoons. Like,
you think you have to say that though?
But how?
I don't
have to say that to a professional.
But a lot of them are not.
right.
See, that's what we're getting at about the pop-up shop. See, that's where me at the beginning. Like a lot of them, they're just starting.
Exactly.
A lot of people haven't been put in their place to understand what is professional, what certain etiquettes they need. You know, they're just like, okay, I've been at home. COVID happened. I had an idea. I want to make some money.
And that's where we defer because you see how you say
do you believe in standards?
I do, but I also believe in giving people chances. Like they want to start this business up because like I do.
Why they gotta get a chance on your platform?
That's right, but you know what?
But that's the origin of a pop-up shop is to help brand new businesses, and it wasn't made to be put inside places. The dictionary. We want to Google it.
We can Google for that.
Black people took something that everybody else was already doing because pop-up shops was a lot of the street fairs and so on and so forth to go and promote these brand new businesses. If your friend had something or if you had an idea, that's what you was going to do. What did you say? Vegan Dale, all of that stuff. That's a pop-up shop. What we did was then take it and put it into an event space where we're spending more money, where they're getting grants to do that shit for free. Doing street fairs. Your barbecue, turn that next year. We're gonna do Hearts Deck Street Fair, the vendor edition, right on the street. Do a block party and get your vendors, and that's free. All you're doing is getting a permit for it. But we have taken it, and then this is when we run into these stipulations that one, I see a lot of people begging for vendors and they can't get the vendors. 2, vendors is turned the fuck off because people are sitting there being greedy about stuff, or I'm not making money because there's 20 different people in there and we not understanding. But like those are the situations of why I wanted to bring that up. Like for me, one drink vendor, I didn't understand it, but I'm in the middle. Because everybody makes things differently. The way that I feel like you're supposed to handle it, like how I did at my event, was send me your menu. I am solidifying your menu. I need to see what's up there because we both have to work hand in hand. I need to know if this is what my crowd drinks, and then also you need to be able to provide for your people. So that's things like that I need to know. So if you're selling Henny margaritas,
25.
if you're sending Henny, I got you. If you sending, he said, wait a minute, if you doing that, like I need to look at these things. Like I need to go, okay, you selling Henny margaritas, but she's selling coquito.
No.
That's fine. I can have the two things. I ain't got the same thing.
No way.
I'ma do that.
That's how I do it though, cause like there's always the same. I don't even remember her name. Listen, I got two vendors. One, she do like the frozen drinks, and another one just do straight nutcracker type of drink. And they both sell out because a lot of people really don't fuck with nutcrackers. Or some people like, nah, I want a nutcracker. I don't want that frozen shit because it's watered down. Mm-hmm. So certain people go for different things. So I always have my two drink vendors.
There's no right or wrong with it.
Yeah, I guess everybody has their wish. Because I would, like I said, being a 420 vendor, even though she make edibles and different things like that, I still will be a part of it. You understand? Because I have straight weed, I have trays, I have the different side of it. You see?
Right.
So it just depends.
Well, some extra is not a weed event.
No, it's not. But I'm saying you have edibles. So I wouldn't exclude myself because you're there is what I'm saying.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even though she have 420 items, I'm not going to say, well, I'm not going to pull up.
I just do that because I sell, to be honest. For some reason, people go in their pocket for weeds before they go in their pocket for a cupcake.
I go for your cupcake.
I got vanilla bourbon cupcakes. I do Henny coffee cakes. I do exotic things that people ain't never heard about. I'm doing
bourbon and that banana pudding.
So on and so forth. But that is it for this episode of Pop-Up Shops. I'm just still going to put this out there, though. I'm done with Pop-Up Shops. I do feel like Pop-Up Shops is dead. Do something the fuck else. That's how I feel about it. Rest in peace to the Pop-Up Shops.
Hell no.
Do it again. If you're not doing it right,
you know what's dead
it
is the people who are not taking their business serious.
That's what. But also the people who throwing it. That's the
that too, because they greedy.
That's the end of the
You
conversation.
do
something else.
Count me out of that.
Do something else. Thank y'all for watching this episode of Brooklyn's Balance. We out.